Hi there. How you doing? How you doing, guys? Now, recently we've all heard about Chris Cuomo and his getting red-faced about somebody calling him Fredo. Now, I watched The Godfather, half of it, or at least more than half of it, I didn't understand, but so I never caught that about Fredo, or what Fredo meant. Alright? So, but he gets all red-faced about the name Fredo. And now everybody's calling him Fredo. And he said, that's the N-word for us. And by the way, I'm responding to this and I'm saying this based on the fact that other people have used the term Fredo when talking about Donald Trump Jr., you know, and it was on CNN, and Chris Cuomo was right there, and in this split screen, and she's saying, she's calling Trump Jr. Fredo, and Chris Cuomo was not triggered at all, which shows how much of a hypocrite he is. So when he's called Fredo, it's the N-word for us, and you're triggering me, you know, and that's a slur, and you know, and we don't like that. But yet when they use the term and refer the same term to somebody else, Chris Cuomo's fine. He's not offended in the least. He said, yeah, okay, yeah. So it's basically, I know you are one of my kind of thing, right? Or somebody calls him a name and says, I know you are one of mine. You know, and that's the way it seems to me that Chris Cuomo is about the word Fredo, is that calling him Fredo and says, I know you are one of mine, or I'm rubber and you're a glue. Everything you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. That's another one, okay? Because, and I say that because that is basically what he does in other interviews when Fredo is used against somebody else. So he's not offended in the least if somebody else uses Fredo to refer to somebody else. But if you refer to him, he can dish it out, but he can't take it, is another one. So Chris Cuomo can dish it out, but he can't take it. Hypocrite. And I love how he said, that's the N-word for us. Really? The N-word? You mean Nincompoop? That's the N-word that you're referring to? Because apparently, if that's really the N-word to you, then you would have been offended to hear that somebody else say it while you're sitting there. If it's that offensive. Okay. So I said, you're a nincompoop. Right? I call you a nincompoop, Mr. Cuomo. You and Don Lemonade, the both of you, two birds of a feather. And but I just wanted to say that when I saw that video and he says, that's the N-word for us, the first thing I thought of was not what he's thinking about. First word I thought was, oh, what do you mean, nincompoop? So that's your nincompoop word, because you are a nincompoop. You know, that's the N-word that you're talking about. Oh, that's the N-word for us. Ah, so that's nincompoop for you. That's your nincompoop. You know. Because as you remember, if you're a person of color, you can use the NIG word. But if a Caucasian uses it, then that, well, you know, it kind of makes sense if you think about it. Because when you think about jokes, right? Say we were Jewish, right? If you're Jewish, you can tell a Jewish joke. Okay. If you're not Jewish, you can't say a Jewish joke because it's relevant for us, not relevant for you. Any more than I can make a Christian joke. Okay, you can make a Christian joke, but I can't make a Christian joke because it's not relevant to me. And it would be offensive to you. Because each group has its own humor. You know. So Catholics have their own humor. Christians have their own humor. Jews have our own humor. Gays probably have their own humor. So, and people of color have their own humor. So, people of color can make their own jokes and would be accepted. But if a Caucasian makes the same joke, that's not acceptable. Just like, say, we were Jews. You know, we can make our own jokes and jokes about ourselves. But if somebody's not Jewish, tries to tell a Jewish joke, you know, it's not acceptable. So, and I'm sure they're probably Italian jokes. You know, I don't know. But, word N, the N-word, I know what he's saying. I know what N-word he's referring to. But I like to think the N-word he's talking about is Nincompoop. Because he is a nincompoop. And everybody on the Counterfeit News Network is a nincompoop. And this is what happens, folks, after the Department of Justice lifted the code of the seal of good practice, National Associated Broadcasters seal of practice, back in 1983. And this is what happens when they lifted that. Because now everything is fair game. Nothing is protected. You don't get quality anything. And that's the sad thing about it. So, anyway, poor Chris. He can dish it out, but he can't take it. Poor guy. I would hate to be in his shoes. Hell, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. You know, who would want to? Who would want to be one of the most hated people in media? You know. He doesn't know how to interview. He doesn't know how to listen. You know. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to say. The N-word, nincompoop. That's the N-word. Chris Cuomo, you're a nincompoop. And I would also say Fredo. Fredo, you're a nincompoop. That's your N-word. Alright. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you later. Take care.